Good morning, students. How are you? I hope all you are fine and well, and your days are going on and very well. So, students, today we are going to discuss about chapter number 4. This is from the book of Flamenco as per the class of 12 CBSE. The title of the chapter is the Rattrap. Okay, so before entering to this lesson, I would like to request you. So please, if you have newly watching my video, so please subscribe and also like it, because if you subscribe, so my all first videos notification it will be reached to you, and if you like, I will be little bit encouraged. Okay. So that is the reason. So if a person is working hard for you, so it is responsibility to have reward also. You don't forget to give us reward. Okay. So anyway, so let's start our lesson. So as I told you, this is for CBSE board 12 class, and also the name of the lesson is the Rattrap. And this is written by Selma, okay, and Lagerlof, okay. So this was the short introduction of this chapter. So let's look the summary of this chapter. So as I am explaining the summary, and in between I will tell you the characters also. Okay, so if this video will be a little bit long, don't be hopeless, or be patient to watch fully this video, because if you watch only 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 2-3 minutes, I don't want to grow my viewers. I want to teach you properly. That is why my video that may be little bit long rather than 15 minutes or more than 20 minutes or in between. Anyway, so let's begin about the peddler. This story is telling about a peddler. Okay, so how the peddler was living, how the peddler was earning, and what was his character, and also in between what kind of situation he faced, and after having all these things, how his life has been changed. Okay, previously he was not a good man, and previously he had something, that different habits. So what was the habits, or what were the habits? So we will look as we will go ahead. So the peddler, the story is about a poor peddler. Okay, so who went around selling small rattraps to make both ends meet, both ends and meats. He used to beg even the material used for making the rattrap. So he used to beg because he wanted to have materials to make the rattrap. So that is why he used to beg, and that was not sufficient for him to earn money by selling of the rattrap, and that is why he started to beg to the people for collecting of the materials, and also it was difficult to make a living out of rattraps. So he also resorted to begging and petty theft. Then finally, so he started to thief also, and he started to steal also. Then his clothes were in rags. His cheeks were sunken, and hunger and gleamed in his eyes. If somebody would see to his face, so that has fully sucked his face, and his eyes little bit it is just like looking like very big, and he had no good clothes to wear, and because he was not earning the money, okay, so that money was not sufficient for him. what he was earning. Okay, for that reason he started to begging, and for that reason he started to stealing also. Now you think he is working in a tree. Okay, he is working or his occupations are also counted to be three. First of all, he is a Rattrap seller, and the second is a beggar, and the third he is a stealer also. The Peddler thought about the world. Okay, one day he was thinking about the world. He was thinking about himself. As he was thinking about the world, one day when the Peddler was lonely and become or occupied in his own thoughts. Okay, that was his own thought. What was the thought? He was quite amused to think that the whole world was a big Rattrap. He thought the whole world that is just like a Rattrap. All the comfort and the choice of offer were nothing but bites to entrap people. Okay, so the people are enjoying, the people are getting happy, even they are inside of a Rattrap according to his thinking. Okay, according to his thinking, he thought the world is just like a Rattrap. He strongly felt that as soon as we gave into the temptation being offered by the world, it is spell doom for us. Okay, the next, the intimate host made the Peddler his confidant. Now, once in the dark evening, the Peddler was walking along the road. As he was walking along the road, just he has seen grey colored cottage, and he wanted to enter to the home, and somehow he went there and knocked the door, and somebody opened the door. The fellow one who opened the door, he was an old man. Okay, so he had no children. Or he had no wife, only alone he was living there, and he opened the door and welcomed him. Okay, so welcomed him. Then after the Peddler went to that particular home, and they have talked together a little time, and during their conversation, during their talking, the old man said that he was working as in Rancho iron industry. Okay, he was a former worker in that factory or in that mill. But I think he got retirement after some years because now he become old. I think iron work is not easy work, that is very hard work, and because of that maybe he has been retired from this work. So anyway, we don't know about that, but we know only he was working in Ramshaw iron mill. But he says that now this day he is farming milk, or he is just a dairy farmer. He become just a dairy farmer, and because of that reason he is getting little money, and that is enough for him. And throughout the month he saved, according to Indian currency, we can say that 30 rupees, but according to their currency, and he said that he earned almost 30 kroner. Okay, he earned 30 kroner throughout the month, and he counted that before him and put that in a pouch. Then he handed that beside of beside of that window. Okay, so then after they have talked little bit more, and the old man, he has given to him food, and both of them they ate together, and also after eating they talked a little bit. Here you may see that the character of the old man. The old man was the man of hospital. Okay, the man is just like a hospital. Those who are carrying their guests, and they have such quality of hospitality, and the man has the quality of hospitality, and the man had a quality of trustworthy, and the man had a quality of that kindness. Why I say it, because if we should be, or if we supposed to, instead of him, we supposed to think that he's a beggar and peddler, why I should call him inside of my home. Okay, so but he didn't do that. We supposed to do that. So we supposed to offer him some food, or we supposed to offer him a blanket or etc. Then we supposed to tell him to sleep outside of the home. But the old man didn't do that. He welcomed him, and he gave him nice food, and also he gave him for sleeping place. So that is why he had this kind of nature. He was the man of kind, he was the man of hospitality, and he was the man of trustworthy, because he trusted to the person. Okay, a new person, he doesn't know about his character, he doesn't know about his nature, he doesn't know about his family background, even he has shown his money, okay, and put that before him. Okay, so in this way, and both of them slept, and morning, it was time of morning. And in morning time, both of them, they have came out from the home. The peddler would go to his way, and the old man, he would go to farm. Okay, he would go to the shed where the cows are kept. So both of them, I think they might be told each other bye bye, and the peddler went to his own way, and the old man also went to his own way. After half an hour, once again the peddler returned to the old man's home, and he knew that where the money was hanged, where the pouch was hanged, and he smashed the window and took out the money and went back. So he thought, if he would go on the way, definitely somebody would find to him, and that is why he he was walking along the roadside, and finally he went to the forest. He went to the forest to count the money, and as he was traveling through the forest, so what happened there? He was lost. He lost his way. And there was no way to come out. He was roaming, moving, and finally he was coming to that particular point from where he started. That was very difficult time for him. That was very, very hard and a struggling time for him. So somehow he roamed inside of the woods, and he didn't find the way, and on that way he thought that just before he was thinking the world is just like a Rattrap. Now he thought and he felt that that forest or that wood, that is just like a Rattrap for him, because he's trying to come out from the wood to the main way, but he wasn't able to come out. And finally, what happened there? So he was very hungry, and he was very tired, and so that he done something. Just he put his head down. Okay, and because of hungriness and because of tiredness, he just done like this. Okay, like this. And as he was doing that, he heard some sound of iron work. He heard some sound of iron work, and finally he followed to the sound. Okay, he followed to the sound, and he reached to the Ramsjo iron workers. Where the Ramsjo iron workers were doing. Okay, so he entered there because he had no hope. He died, or somehow he followed, and he reached to the iron mill, and also he gathered his strength and walked according to the sound of the direction. He reached there, and the Ramsjo iron workers were there. They were working. And most of the blacksmiths were there, those who are working iron, we say them blacksmith. They were working, and now it was a little bit dark time, and all the people were sitting surround of the furnace. All the people were sitting surround the furnace, and they were working, and that was the time of winter season, and there was little bit of rain also, and the wind is also very cold and shivering. Okay, that was the situation there. Then finally the peddler crept into the iron mill. So he crept into the iron mill, and he opened the gate and entered the frost in a sense of shelter. On that cold and rainy December night, he sought permission from the master blacksmith to stay there overnight, and was granted permission. So he asked for staying there for that night, and finally he granted his request was accepted by the blacksmith, and finally he went to sleep close to the furnace in order to keep himself warm, because already we have discussed that he had no good clothes, and now the situation is there. That was very cold night, and month of December. You think that this is the month of December, as we are staying in Rajasthan, so we have such experience how cold is the December month. And if we think about the Western world, and there is also very shivering or very screaming and wind during the time of December month, and there was little bit rain also, so that he went to the place where the furnace was there, and he slept there in order to keep himself warm. The iron master's routine night visit. Iron master means he is the higher authority person, or maybe he is the supervisor, or he is the master of the mill. So somehow he is the night time he used to visit to the mill, and he used to inspection work also is there, and he used to visit the same way. In the night time he came to visit his mill, and as he was observing, and his observation and his eyes focused to that particular person, one who was sleeping there. So just he looked at him, and finally when he looked at him, he closely looked and mistook him for Captain Nils Olaf. He thought he had a good friend. He thought he may be the person whose name was Captain Nils Olaf, a close courtier of his regiment. The peddler did not disclose his real identity thinking that he could get some money from the iron master. The iron master invited him to his house. The iron master thought he is his friend. Okay, because he didn't recognized very clearly, but here the peddler supposed to clarify about his identification, but he didn't say anything else, and he hid his identification because he had little bit greediness. He thought I should get some money from the iron master. So that is why he hid his identification. Okay. Now the man, iron master, invited him to his home and he gave an invitation, but the peddler disliked iron master invitation. Why? Because he thought that he had down to, and because he thought he had some money and he had some stolen money. So how and where he would put and somebody would see that from his family that maybe his originality will be come out. That was his thinking. That is why he refused that, and somehow he told him, this is not a new thing and you should not be ashamed because of your tattered cloth and because of your looking or appearance. So you should not be ashamed for such condition. You should come to my home and at least we should celebrate the Christmas Eve because my sons were aboard and my daughter Adela is there only, and before some years my wife Elizabeth died. So we would have a good time together. So we were staying only 2 members in the family. So that is why it is good if you would come. And he said and he went away. Who? Iron master said and went away. Then what happened there? The iron master, when iron master went to the home, so he also encouraged her daughter to go and call or invite to the peddler, because still he thought, still he is thinking that person is his friend. Okay, that person is his friend. So afterward, his daughter also went there. After about half an hour, the daughter of the iron master arrived. She was not pretty but quite modest and shy. As she approached him, the peddler was quite alarmed and frightened. She requested him to stay with them for Christmas even and said that he could leave whenever he wanted to. The peddler felt confidence in her and accepted the invitation. He felt guilty for stealing the money. Okay, now the daughter, whose name was Adela, she also invited to him, and somehow the invitation also granted, and that fellow, the peddler, he went with her. Okay, he went with her. The iron masters and his daughter views about the guest. Now the iron master and his daughter, both of them started to talk about him, and they thought the iron master told to Adela, so he should be improved, means the peddler should be improved, because he thought he is his friend. I do not know why he hasn't recognized, but somehow he has mistake to recognize his friend. Anyway, still he is thinking that he is his friend. So such way, both of them, they were talking that what they were talking, Iron Man wanted this fellow would come up as he is selling Rattrap, and that is not a good job or that is not a good occupation. He should come a little bit higher. So finally, the daughter Adela she says that I observed to the person. He is not that much educated, and he has not educated. And the father asked his daughter to be patient. Just then the door opened and the peddler entered. Now, welcome. Both were talking, and the father was, telling him, telling her, you should be patient. And while they were talking, for his improvement, he came inside of the home, entered to the room, and with very good groom. Okay, with having very good dress, because previously he had no dress, and he might be beard or long hair, something else. But after having good dress and he entered to the home, the ironmaster did not find a resemblance between the guest and his cultures. When he entered, then after he recognized that he is not his friend. So somehow he deceived him. Okay, somehow he deceived him. He thought that. And the ironmaster realized that the guest did not resemble his cultures of the regiment even after being well rested. He was not pleased and demanded an explanation about the event from the stranger. The peddler said that he never pretended to be what he was not. He had only come to forge seeking shelter. He offered to remove the cloth put on his rags and go away from there. However, the ironmaster said that his behavior had not even honest. He hinted at talking the matter to the sheriff. After recognizing, the ironmaster told him, put out the dress and go from here. So the peddler said, I wanted to have only, my intention was not something. I wanted to have only take shelter, and that is why I have come here. The peddler's expectation, the ironmaster view changes. What is this? The peddler was really gated at this hit the table with his fist. He said that the whole world was a rattrap. All good things in life were a bite used to entrap the people. He said that the ironmaster was not blameless or flawless himself. Somebody, it was possible that he might be tempted to and make it entrapped the way of the world. The ironmaster was convinced by his argument and said that he would not get the sheriff to intervene in the matter. He asked the peddler to leave immediately. Something he told about his thinking and about his thought. Then after the ironmaster told her he should leave immediately. But Edla's thought is something different. He requested to his father, you have promised him to celebrate with us Christmas Eve. Okay, so it is not good to send him now. Just after Christmas, you send him away, and as you have promised, so that is why it is your responsibility to fulfill the promise. That is the opinion of the daughter whose name was Edla. So what she says, let me read for you. At this, Edla wished that the peddler stayed back. She felt that it would be wrong to send him away after promising him of a Christmas cheer. The peddler was surprised by this gesture. Her father finally gave in. However, the peddler could not guess her motive behind the kind treatment being given to him. Christmas Eve and Peddler. Now, the Christmas Eve have come, and what is the activities in that time? Just I would like to review. The video is going a little bit long. Be patient and see it. After spending the Christmas Eve with them, the peddler slept the whole afternoon. Okay, how much time? Whole afternoon he slept. In the evening, he came downstairs when the Christmas tree was being lighted. He stood there for a while and then again slept for 2 hours. Finally, he was ordered to eat the Christmas fish and porridge. After the Christmas dinner, he thanked and wished good night to everyone present. The ironmaster's daughter was still very kind toward him, and said that he could keep her father's suit as a Christmas gift. She also invited him to spend the next Christmas even with them. The peddler was really amazed on hearing her kind words. Okay, he was not worthy to welcome, and he was not worthy to get such kind of hospitality, and he was not worthy to get such kind of behavior from the stranger. But the daughter's behavior, that was very pleasing to him, and he amazed him. What kind of behavior is this? He said she would give her father's suit, and she would he would wear that, and when there will be next Christmas occasion, he would come and join with them. Even he hide his identification. Even his intention was something or getting money, and wherever he went, there is a character of the peddler. Wherever he went, he steal money. So once he went to a poor man, an old man. That old man given him very good, nice treatment. Everything was good, even though he has stolen the money. Even though he has stolen the money. Now, the final thing, the peddler became a changed man. There is a time we may have, somebody might have a criminal, somebody might have a gunda, daku, etc., stealer, something else. But there is a day of changing. Something can change the life of the people. Or here, the behavior of the girl, the behavior of Edla, that has been changed his mind, and that has been changed his attitude, and that has been changed his thinking and thought. What happened there? Let me read for you. Leaving behind the sleeping and a trunk, the father and the daughter went off to the church. In the church, they got to know about the thief. The thief at the crofter's house. The girl was very dejected to hear about the thief. The ironmaster was unhappy that he let the peddler into his house. He was sure that he must have disappeared by then with their silverware. They returned home. He was informed by the valet that the stranger had gone empty-handed and left behind a Christmas present for Edla. Edla opened the baggy and packed the gift and gave a little cry of joy. She found a small tractor and 3 wrinkled tin kroner note and a letter in it. The man now went and he kept something as per the gift. One day they celebrated 25th of December, and after the celebration, as they went to the church, in between they have heard some news that I read for you. Then after, when they came back, Peddler has seen something different. There was kroner 3 note, that was as per the Christmas gift, and packed something, and there is a letter also. There is a letter also. In that letter, what written there? So in that letter, he confessed about himself. He confessed about himself. He told something all about his story. And he confessed that he was just like a stealer and was doing stealing. But their behavior has been changed in his life. The behavior of Peddler that has been changed his life. And now he is going to return the 30 kroner. Okay? Return to 30 kroner, that currency of that particular country, to the old man. Previously stolen, and now previously he stole, and now he is going to return the money. Okay. Let me read for you. The peddler was overwhelmed with gathered gratitude for Peddler's behavior toward him and her captain like a treatment given to him. He had left a letter in which he wrote that he wanted to reciprocate the gesture in the dignified way. The peddler asked her to return the 30 kroner to the old crafter and gifted her a small rattrap. He had also thanked her for elevating him the status of a captain. He wrote that such an act of her had transformed him for the better. This was the reason why he had decided to change his old ways. He had signed his name as a captain born as stealth, because this name gave him the power to clear his consciousness. Now he is a changed person. Previously he was a stealer. Previously he had no good conscience. Previously he was not a trustworthy person. Previously he was a beggar. And previous he was Rattrap seller. But now he changed himself and he became a good man also. So how did you feel about the story? That was very long, because if there is no time to make a second video, so I don't know tomorrow what will happen. That's why I thought that I should make a long video. It's okay. May God bless you. Once again I tell you, if you looked till the end, so please, yet if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and also share to your friends. Thank you. May God bless you.